Hi guys, Jim Bellis from Newton Ransom. I just wanted to go over some of the products that I'm using this 2020 archery season. As you might have heard in one of our podcasts before, I switched over to a saddle, and right now I'm wearing the tethered saddle, which I'll go over in a little bit more detail here in a minute. But I'll also go over what I have in my pack, and pretty much the only thing I don't have with me right now that I would have in the woods is my bow. So I'll go through everything that I have here, and I'll do a little demo on how to get up this tree. And I'll probably only use 1 or 2 sticks just for demonstration purposes. So let's take a look. So this pack itself is specifically designed by a saddle company. It's made by Trophy Line, and it's designed to have exterior sticks strapped right to your pack, which is nice, just these 2 buckles here. And then your sticks are free. And I'll go over these sticks in just a minute. We'll just go on to keep going on this this backpack while we're here. The next thing is this little pouch here that fits your platform perfectly. That was one of the big reasons why I went with this pack, is because I wanted to have something that was specifically designed for saddle hunting. This platform that I'm using is also made by Trophy Line, so the pack itself and the platform, I went with Trophy Line because of its design, and the platform itself is just a little bit bigger than a lot of the other platforms that are out on the market. I know that Lone Wolf Custom Gear makes a nice platform, tethered. They make one that's called the Predator, and they also have a Predator XL. I think they came up with that to try to compete with this Trophy Line. I don't think it's quite as big as this one, and you know, it might be a little bit heavier than some of the other saddle platforms that are out there, but I'll take the size over the weight any day, because I'm allowed to get up there and I can turn around, which I'll demonstrate in just a few minutes. Has plenty of other pockets in here for storage. I have my license in here, wind indicator. You could put whatever you want, you know, your gutting tools. I'm also self-filming, so it actually came designed with a little slot for your camera arm, which is really handy. Then I have my camera base. Of course, your grunt tube, whatever else you want to stick in there. There's all sorts of pockets on the side here if you want to put a drink. I don't have anything in here now, but my bow rope. Another, I guess if you wanted your camera armor on the other side, they make 2 spots for it, or if you want to put another drink over there. And then of course it has a really big pouch on the inside. You could put your sweatshirt or a coat. I have my light. I have my rattling bag in here. And just some miscellaneous things. I have hot hands, and good place to put some snacks, of course. And on the inside there's another zipper if you wanted to keep things organized. That's enough about the pack. Let me put it back together as if we're going to be getting to the tree in the woods, and I'll show you how I start my process. Oh yeah, before I forget, do want to mention or talk about these sticks before I pack it back up. These sticks are the Beast sticks that can be found, you know, online. If anyone watches The Hunting Public or The Hunting Beast, you'll know Dan Infault. I think he's from Wisconsin. He owns the company, I believe, and I think there's another young fella named Joe that works with them, and they've come up with these sticks, and they're awesome. These sticks are 22 inches spaced apart from step to step. They're ultra light, and that's obviously key if you're doing a lot of public land. Even if you're not doing public land, you could be doing private land, but you want to stay light. These are really, really nice to have. And I have them outfitted with Amstil, which it's called a daisy chain. There's just every 2 inches or so there's a loop, and that gives you your versatility for different size trees. You just loop it around and put it in here over the button. Makes it super easy, super quiet, and super light, and that's what I really like about them. They're a little salty, but to me they're worth it. And I just wrap them with some tape to keep the noise down for when they when they hit each other, they're not so obnoxious in the woods. So I think brand new, they run around 98 bucks a piece. I do a lot of shopping on Archery Talk, and I was able to pick up all 4 for 300 bucks, so that was a good deal. But keep your eyes out for them because they're worth their weight in gold to me. All right, let me pack this up real quick, and then we'll put it on the tree. All right, so the first thing I do when I get to the tree is I'll take my pack off and I'll take my sticks apart just like I'm doing here. And what I've done is I've outfitted my saddle with 2 little loops on the side. And so normally I'll put my first stick on, which we'll go through that process right now. And then I can put my 2 spares on the side of my platform so I don't have to keep going up and down the tree as I climb. So the nice thing about this is you can, if you prefer to go the right side or the left side, you just twist the rope either side, whatever's easier for you. Normally, your first stick is about belly button height. You know, you don't want to overstretch it. You just push yourself up against it, reach around, find the slot that the button will fit over, and you just push down. Once you push down, these cleats bite into the tree real nice. And I'll just show you. Once they're in, and they're really, really solid. Normally, I'll just do the first one, I'll grab my second one, and have it ready, because I'm going to be going roughly the same height as that stick in between the 2. I'm not going to do all 4 right now, but like I said, normally I would stage one on my hip on the side, and then I have one on the other side as well, ready to go. And that way, as I climb, they're with me. So the process is, my saddle is outfitted with 2 bags. There's one on this left side. I think it's called a assist hauler. And inside it I have a lineman's belt. And I also have a tether. And that tether is what's going to choke to the tree, come down, and hook into my bridge. That's what's going to hold me. But you start off using your lineman's. They have lineman's loops, which are different than your bridge loops. You go around the tree with your lineman's, and you hook in. And once you're hooked in, now your hand's free. So now you can get your other stick and again, I always stand on the bottom step of my stick, and I usually have it right around my chin height. The nice thing is if you're off a little bit, you can always readjust. Just slip it over the button. Ooh, I just noticed something here. And I always usually just give it a good little tug, that way it's locked in. So if you notice when I was putting that on, it didn't quite make it to the next one. It's not a big deal. If it doesn't quite get the one you're trying to get, just go to the next one down. And you usually have to slide it up just a touch, or else you'll be lower than you want. And you want to maximize your steps just so you can get up as high as you possibly can. Normally with 4 sticks, I can get to about 16, 17 feet where my feet would be. and it seems to be ample for now. I know a lot of guys are putting aiders on the sticks, which it would be either made out of am steel. They would put it on and it would act as another step, and that would allow you to go up a little bit higher for each step, and that would get you to probably 20 to 22 feet if you're looking to get a little bit higher. And there's all sorts of other methods out there you can look up on YouTube. Guys that are trying to be ultra light. Some guys climb with just one stick and they're able to, you know, climb up a little bit, grab the stick, move it up. I didn't want to get too crazy. I just went with a full set. So once you get your second stick on, you just give yourself a little bit of extra room. And I'll have the camera come over here real quick too. I didn't talk about this. It's called a ropeman. This is called a ropeman, which is basically the same thing as a prusik knot, but it's just a mechanical piece. So these teeth bite into the rope. But what's really nice is a prusik, sometimes you need two hands to loosen the knot. Here, I could do everything one-handed. If I need to take up some slack, I could just pull, and now it's tight. And if I want to loosen it, I just grab this little cable and pull back, and now I have more room. So that's a really nice piece to have. It's not required. You could use a prusik knot, but it makes it a lot easier. So anyway, once you get your second step set, you proceed up. And you're always tied in with your linemans, and now your hands free. And we'll pretend that I'm at my working height where I was going to put my platform. You would repeat the same process for your third and fourth stick. I usually leave the backpack on. I reach back, unclip the one button, grab the platform, and I try not to be as loud as I am actually right now. I actually put some tape on that buckle. That's probably one of the downfalls, is that, you know, guys are trying to be, you want to be ultra quiet, and I don't disagree. Usually when I'm in the woods, I try not to make any noise, but you know, you want to minimize it as much as possible. So that's why I did put a little tape on it, but it's a little noisier than I would like. So you just take up the slack, and then you bend the seat up, and this is basically called a cam. Once you take up the slack, let me see here. I still got a lot of slack in it. There we go. And then this will bite right into the tree. You can see I'm not even pushed all the way down yet. It's just biting right in. So you know it's not going to slip. All right. Once you get it set, I usually lift it back up. I always want to stay tight in. So I'll give myself some room. Come up and over. Proceed up. When you step on this, it'll cam right over. And then that's locked in. This, to me, that's the one real key thing with this is, I mean, you might be able to see it flex from down there, but trust me, it feels like it's rock solid, and that's key for me, because I don't want this thing to move while I'm up here. So I'm still tied in with my linemans. Now, of course, if that strap were to fail, or the platform, you know, this isn't going to keep you from necessarily falling, but it'll put you into the tree, at least to give you a chance to save yourself. Grab the tree without plummeting to the bottom. I mean, that's key. You always want to make sure you're safe. So once you're in this position, you would grab your tether, which is in my hauler here. And where you put it is really personal preference. Some people like it really high. Some people like it forehead high. What works best for me, what I found works best, is pretty much right here, level with my nose. And then I have this outfitted with another ropeman. Take your bridge, put it in, and then pull up. And now my lineman's is pretty much not doing anything. I can take that off. I'm just going to put it around my neck for right now, just so you guys can see. Now I'm sitting in my saddle. So the saddle has all my weight, and you can see this platform, like, I don't know, again, if you can see it flexing or not. I mean, I could probably feel it just flexing a touch, but it's rock solid. You can loosen it a little bit, give yourself whatever's comfortable. And the idea with the platform in saddle hunting is, again, I didn't bring my bow, but if I'm hunting a particular path that I know the deer are going to be coming in out in front of me, this would be an ideal setup, because you have a tree in front of you to block most of your movement, and that's really key, right? When you're bow hunting, is deer have to get in close quarters and you don't want to get picked off. I do have I'm not going to set it up just for sake of time, but I will show you what I have here. I keep in this other hauler. This is a public land user friendly. I know they have a name for it. I can't quite remember what it's called, but it's a universal holder. Has all sorts of different holes for different size trees. You go around the tree, you choke it through, and then I just have a hanger that I can put my bow on. And the nice thing is that most of you probably have one of those bow holders that you screw into the tree. I've used them for years and years, but on public land you're not technically supposed to use them. This year you just put it through, has a little cinch it down, and it does the job. I've been using that all this year and it works great. I'll put that back in my hauler. And I would have another rope that I put on for my pack, and I just put my pack right here to my right side. But the idea is, if I'm sitting here staged, ready for hunting, you know, this has got my weight, I got my feet on my platform. I don't know if it looks comfortable from there, but it is pretty comfortable. All my weight is really on my butt. I have a little bit of weight on my feet, and if I see a deer coming, I'll grab my bow with my left hand, and I could just turn. I could draw, and I have a perfect shot without having to move a whole lot. It's a lot different when you're in a normal traditional tree stand, because normally your back's to the tree, and that direction is the hardest direction to ever shoot a deer, because the tree's in your way. But it's just the opposite when you're hunting out of a saddle. That's one of the other big advantages, is that you really don't have a disadvantage to angle. If a deer's coming from this side, normally I'll just stand up, give myself a little bit of slack. I could turn right around on this nice big platform. And normally I don't have this backpack on either. But now this bridge is actually holding me in. I'm not going to fall. I have my bow in my hand. I could just turn and I could shoot right out in front of me, anywhere to my left. And if I need to go to this side, I can either turn back around. Again, I should have taken this backpack off, because normally it's not on. But if I had a shot to my left, you know, I could shoot left sitting down and have no problem. So, so far, I mean, I haven't had more than 12 or 13 sits in it, but I really do think it's probably the way that I'm going to be going to from now on. As far as comfort level goes, I have a Summit climber that if I was going to sit all day from sun up to sundown, I probably would prefer my climber over this. But as far as hiking back in, like this morning, I think I did a little over 2 miles in. I would have definitely preferred this setup, because it was much lighter. Everything fit right on my backpack. Got in, didn't get all sweated up. But again, everything has a pro and a con, And really it's up to you, but I wanted to show you today basically how I use this mobile setup and how you get into a saddle. So be sure to check us out on Facebook and YouTube, and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.